against me, they stumbled and fell. Israel, our enemy shall fall. It's war time. Take back our kingdom. Take back our crown.
At the bottom, barely can find a pot to piss in. And you would know the truth if you could humble down and listen. When the gods of the earth, they just modified our picture.
David?
Oh, yeah, Nila.
Okay. Where you from, David L?
I was born in Nigeria, but I grew up in Detroit. Yeah.
Okay. Now, my question is, are you ready to celebrate Thanksgiving?
It's a little early, but yeah, I'm excited.
Being from Nigeria, this custom is particularly American custom, right? How long you been celebrating Thanksgiving?
7 years now. Yeah. It was new to get used to, but it's a good holiday. I like it. Brings the family together.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. What about this holiday that you like?
Yeah, it brings a lot of my family together, and they're from all over the world, but they fly in and stay at my crib sometimes for a few weeks, so yeah.
Now, what is the origin of this day? Where did it all begin? Why did it happen? Why do we have this holiday that we celebrate every year? What are we? What is the memorial behind this holiday?
Isn't it with the Pilgrims and the Indians that day? With the Indians helped out the Pilgrims, gave them some food and stuff. Probably didn't go down like that, knowing the Pilgrims, but yeah.
And we are back, people. Today I have two special guests with me. To my right I have
Andres Thompson. Andres Thompson.
Okay, and to my left?
Apollo G.
Apology?
Apollo G.
Oh, Apollo G. Okay. How you guys doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm great. Doing
Where you guys coming from? You guys coming together?
Oh yeah, always. Came from the library. Always studying, always in the books, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. So we'll get to the point. We out here talking about Thanksgiving and what it means to our people. So tell me a little bit about Thanksgiving. I'll start with you.
I mean, Thanksgiving for me personally, it means a lot. The family comes together, and it's just a great time to, reflect on all the things that we're thankful for, all the blessings we get,
Okay, what about you?
Yeah, Thanksgiving is mainly just to bring everyone together, regardless of what's going on, and just kind of use that to just hold the peace, have a good time.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys a tough question, all right? Where did Thanksgiving come from? We'll start with you, Andres. What happened? Why you do that?
No, I just feel like I'm not gonna. I feel like I'm gonna say something dumb, but
all right, we'll turn it to you, Apollo G. Right? Where did Thanksgiving come from?
I mean, well, there's a lot of discrepancies, with people's...
Discrepancies? What do you mean by that?
I mean, people have different histories, different things that they believe, a lot of different cultures, especially in the United States. It's kind of a melting pot, so I may believe something different than you believe versus what he believes or what he believes. But, what's commonly taught in schools is that, Thanksgiving comes from... when the Pilgrims came over, and they were the Native Americans who taught them how to farm and how to survive, because the first few winters were really harsh. So from there they annually had a meal to say thank you, and yeah.
Do you believe that's what happened?
Yes.
Well, I celebrate it because just to be thankful about the people you have in your life, and just to celebrate with them,
Celebrate because all my family gets together that I don't really get to see, so it's good times, good people, stuff like that.
Okay. So if you had to describe, do you know anything about the history of Thanksgiving?
A little bit, yeah.
What do you know?
It wasn't like how we celebrate it today, I guess.
What do you mean? You can be as honest as you want to be.
I'm trying to remember.
Okay. Well, I mean, because if we say we celebrate it, right, we should at least have to some degree some understanding as to why we celebrate it, right?
Sure.
You celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah, somewhat.
Somewhat?
Yeah, my family celebrate it a lot.
Okay.
Every time to celebrate, you always go get some good food.
Okay, all right. So, when celebrating Thanksgiving, tell me what's your best, the best part of Thanksgiving for you?
Best part of Thanksgiving would be seeing everybody and just eating the good food that everybody brings to the table,
All right.
Just everybody join together.
Okay.
That union.
Okay, so eating, be enjoying with your family. That's like the general normal theme. That's what everybody generally do it for. Okay, so what's the history on Thanksgiving?
As far as I know, the history of Thanksgiving is I think the Europeans came over to colonize America and they met with Indians or something. So they invited them to a meal and then they killed them afterwards or something like that. I'm not too sure.
What's your name, man?
My name is Nick.
Your name is Nick. Yeah. Good to meet you, Nick.
Nice to meet you.
Now, you about to celebrate Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Why are you excited?
No school and food. It's a nice combo. It's a nice combo.
So what do you do on Thanksgiving? Tell me about it. Give me a Thanksgiving experience at Nick's house.
Okay, it's nothing real special. We basically just, my mom, she'll make food like throughout the day, and then we'll eat like an early dinner, and then just kind of, I go to sleep. I usually enter that food coma and take a nap.
After that turkey?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you know the history of Thanksgiving?
Some like very minimally, yeah.
Tell me what you know.
Okay, so the Pilgrims came over and then they ate some turkey. That's all I know. Something about Pilgrims, something about turkey, America.
Something about Pilgrims, something about turkey, and then poof, America happened. Yeah. Who was here already?
The Native Americans.
What happened to them?
Ooh, what didn't happen to them? We kind of, over time, we kind of just pushed them aside. And then, yeah, so is this what this interview is? Is this about how Thanksgiving's messed up?
Oh, no, it's just about Thanksgiving. Okay. But I guess you're understanding that Thanksgiving is kind of messed up.
Somewhat, yeah, I would say.
Somewhat, because, you know, according to history, they were pushed, but through murder and genocide and rape, and they were burnt alive.
It was not their choice. They were, yeah.
So when the Pilgrims sat down to eat, all that blood around them, and America made it a holiday, and then Nick celebrates it.
And even Nick's homies eating food to celebrate it, yeah. Messed up. Yeah, it's not great.
A little bit, huh?
Yeah, it's not great.
I don't know, it's just like a tradition, really. You know, family get together, your grandma cooks. Family tradition.
I mean, it's kind of the same. I'm just mostly thankful for the food that's being made, you know? It's all about the food. I mean, it's about family, but at the end of the day, it's the food.
You come from a plate or two, you feel me? Like, you know.
It's the food.
Okay, so it's a tradition. We do it because, you know, we've been doing it for so long. You've been doing it since probably you was a baby, right? So what is it about?
I guess, like, family getting together, you know.
Like the original, what, the origins of it.
I mean, I guess the Pilgrims came, met the Indians. I don't know, nigga.
The whole history lesson.
Right.
That everybody was taught when we was in school.
But I don't think that's right.
Oh, so what's the truth?
I mean, I think there's a deeper meaning to it. I just don't know it, though. Like.
Okay. I agree.
Tell me one of the reasons why you celebrate Thanksgiving.
Ultimately, I think Thanksgiving is the time where you're grateful for everything that you've been given and to thank God also for all the blessings that you've gotten and spend time with your family and get to know each other better.
Okay, so you do it more for family and, you know, get together, see your family and friends, right? What about, what do you think about Native Americans? Do you think they should celebrate Thanksgiving?
Being that I am Native American.
You are Native American and you celebrate Thanksgiving.
I do. I think that within everything you can find beauty. So although the ultimate cause and effect of Thanksgiving was not necessarily the most positive, I think you can still find some positivity in it, if that makes sense.
It's what?
Gory. It was terrible.
So knowing that, why do we celebrate this thing every year if we know the atrocities that happen? If we know about the millions of Native Americans that lost their lives, that were slaughtered, massacred, right? If we know that, we know they were raped, robbed, burned, lynched. Why these are facts. Why do we celebrate this holiday?
It makes money, like all the other holidays. And it's just a part of American tradition. It's the only thing that they get to celebrate. All the other problems that came with Europe moving out, they can't celebrate it, but Thanksgiving's the one thing they got, so I guess I'm gonna let them hold on to it.
But you're not European.
Nope, not at all.
So why do you celebrate it? Because you have some knowledge about it. Why do you celebrate it?
Well, I celebrate it just because I celebrate it as my type of holiday. Like, I personalize it and I celebrate it the way I want to with my family. I see it as a time for us to get together and solve our family problems.
It was supposed to be friendly according to history, but it didn't go down like that.
How did it go down? You obviously have some insight, so share with the people.
They took over everything, basically.
When you say they, who is they? Who is they?
The Pilgrims, the colonialists, people like that.
Okay. So would you say that we celebrate Thanksgiving because of what they did, or?
We should celebrate it in the way it should have gone.
Okay, and how should it have gone?
In a nicer way, friendly manner. Just being like thankful of where they were. I mean, getting to where they needed to be.
Okay, so we obviously understand that, as you guys have said, that it didn't go the way that it should have gone, right? Now, that being the case, obviously the holiday was shaped in some form of oppression. We're talking about the Native Indians. The Pilgrims came and they conquered the Native Indians, right? And as a result, they gave thanks because them conquering the natives allowed them to take over this land, right? So would that make it, being that is how the holiday originated, could we say that it would be okay for us to celebrate that today?
Probably not. Not in that context.
Yeah. When you put it like that, no.
What's the other side to the story?
I mean, I have my own personal beliefs, but I'm just gonna keep.
So, hold on, I thought that's the purpose here, Apollo G. I thought we was speak what you believe. All right, speak what you believe the truth to be.
I mean, I can believe that. That sounds pretty legitimate. So I think that's the truth, you know.
So you believe that that's the truth. So what about the other side of the story that says that the natives were murdered, right? Do you see a lot of Native Americans today?
I do. I have a few Native American friends, but I mean, I think now a lot in history classes, it's not as covered up as it used to be. As far as, you know, like you said, the massacre of the Native Americans. You know, when the Europeans came over, they just kind of were ravaged by disease, as well as, you know, wars and just different things like that. Or not wars, but, you know.
Talking about the natives?
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's definitely being taught more now in school than it used to be. So,
what's being taught?
Just the truth, you know.
What's the truth? I don't know if you. What's the truth? What's the truth about Thanksgiving?
I guess that, you know, disregarding all of like Thanksgiving stuff, there were a lot of like Native Americans being murdered and stuff. But I mean, yeah, I think like Thanksgiving though, like with all the murders and stuff, I think that it kind of like brings everyone together regardless of. I really don't know the story.
Even though Thanksgiving was a celebration of a murders. Not of millions of people being murdered.
No, they're like getting past that. They're like disregarding the murders, and you know, we're all people in the end, and we can all like come together, have a meal, and spend time.
Okay. So you guys,
I mean, if we're just being honest, Thanksgiving.
Oh, here goes the honesty.
I mean, none of us were there, but depending on what side you look at it from, who you believe the idea came from, if it came from the Pilgrims, it might have been just a means to pacify the natives, you know, so that it didn't get worse, so that they could continue to survive in the new world. But like I said, it's all what you personally believe, because none of us were really there, so what do we really know?
All right. So you got on a pair of Huaraches, right?
Yes.
All right, so we're going to celebrate something. I'm going to come. I'm going to see your Huaraches. I say, I like them.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them from them. I'm going to take them from you. Wait, hold on. Wait. We finna have Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take your Huaraches, right?
All right.
I'm going to beat you up. Then I'm going to come back wearing your Huaraches and say, let's go get something to eat.
That's not Thanksgiving. That's a problem. That right there, we have a problem. We have to work something out.
But hold on. But that what you just said, the Europeans did. The Europeans came. They took in the land. They say, we want the land. We gonna take the land, kill you, and then we gonna go eat.
Yeah, that's not Thanksgiving as I know it now. I know I said that. That's kind of messed up though when you put it in that perspective. I don't think I couldn't rock with that, man.
No, it's just like
we all know the story of how the Pilgrims came over and the Native Americans helped them out, and then in return they slaughtered them. So it kind of feels weird to celebrate that every year, especially considering like just the state of Native American reservations today. It's actually really sad. And just the way they're doing, it's just kind of like, it's a no-go. It's just like Columbus Day. Like, we don't even need to celebrate it. So whenever it's like Columbus Day or Thanksgiving, I just say Happy Indigenous Peoples Day, because that's, I feel like, more respectful, even though it doesn't really do anything, but better to celebrate them than the Pilgrims.
Of course, we know that there was the Native Americans that were here already, and then they weren't. And then Thanksgiving happened. So what happened as to where they were here and then they were not?
A plethora of things between disease blankets, killings. They originally told them that they weren't going to impede on the land and then went back on that deal. Backstabbing, betrayal, etc.
Damn. And then Thanksgiving emerges from that. So, as a national holiday, with all the things that you just named, because that sounded like a horror movie, why is it a celebration?
Because I think that it's all based on perspective. For the Pilgrims, it was a celebration. It was a celebration of the acquisition of that land, the acquisition of the new area. But it's obviously a very sad and terrible time for the Native American perspective. And I think that it's because the Pilgrim nation that evolved into what we are now, it's the fact that they prevailed. They're the ones that necessarily get to write over that history, and they're the ones that get to decide what is a celebration and what isn't at that point.
So when we think about Thanksgiving, we know that it came with a lot of violence and let's say atrocities, right? Murder. Yeah. So where do people get the idea of this is a great family time?
It's basically, like, to me, I feel like it's been whitewashed. So like the white people have like brainwashed everyone into thinking that, like, forget about the hostility, forget about the violence and the blood that was shed, like, just focus on the sharing of the food. And that's not even like the whole thing.
What if it wasn't no sharing of food at all?
Well, then I don't know what we're celebrating.
Good. Do you believe in the Bible at all?
Yeah, I do.
You do? Yeah. I want to show you something in the Bible. Let me get Job 14:4. Huh? Job. Because what you said is really what we do a lot of times. We listen to the story, even though we have the information, and we just go with the happy-go-lucky story of, oh, it's a time for family and it's a time for sharing and everybody is just get along in America. Yay. Let's see what the Bible says about that.
Job chapter 14, verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one.
So God is actually telling us, how are you going to make something that was built blood, murder, stealing, raping, and then you take it and make it a happy, fun time, joy, 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 joy.
That's another thing. I mean, we celebrate it ignorantly, but it's also like, I mean, what do we have to celebrate as the, as the victims of it? What holidays do we have? Like, we get a...
All right, real quick. So, what's Passover?
Passover? Isn't that Hold on, I know this one. It already happened, right? Correct.
Yeah, it's coming around again, but what is it?
Don't actually know that one.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna give you one that's coming right around the corner. Feast of Dedication. Feast of Dedication, or known as Hanukkah.
Oh, that one's with the church and the candle, the lighting of the 9 candles, right? 12, 11.
It actually has nothing to do with candles.
At all?
No. What about new moons?
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. Feast of Unleavened Bread.
Still a no.
Never heard of it. Feast of Tabernacles.
Mm-mm.
You never heard of it? But guess what? All these are holy days that God gives us to celebrate in the Bible.
You would call yourself a Christian. You would call yourself what, an atheist?
Sure.
If you don't want that word, I'll say you just don't believe in.
I really don't pay attention to anything. I really don't know.
Okay, so how is it that you guys celebrate the same holidays?
Because it's a cultural thing, not just a religious thing. Or it's not a religious thing at all. It's a cultural thing.
So you being a believer in the Bible, do you celebrate any holidays that are in the Bible? It's not looking good for you, Apollo G.
I mean, it all depends. There's a lot of different sects of Christianity, a lot of different types of Christians, and it all just depends on your individual household, what you celebrate, and that can change and vary from year to year, just depending on what your parents choose to celebrate.
Give me one.
I mean, again, Christmas, Easter. Let's go with Easter.
Easter is a holiday in the Bible?
I mean, Easter is a holiday now that has origins from the Bible, as far as Jesus Christ's resurrection on Resurrection Sunday. So that's really what Easter is about. So, yeah.
What's the race of the Pilgrims?
They're just white, right?
Yeah, the white man, so-called white man, European. So in the Bible, he has a name. He has a characteristic that God laid out for him. So there's a book of prophecy. So let's see what the book of prophecy said.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 20. He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Because when the Pilgrims came, who was peaceful with them?
I'm sorry?
When the Pilgrims came, who was peaceful?
Who
were the peaceful ones? The
Native Americans. The Native Americans. I'm sorry.
So when you put forth your hand, it's like a handshake, right? Like, my man. We make a covenant. We make a treaty, right? This is what the Bible said. He did what?
He put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He has broken his covenant.
Because they made hundreds of treaties with the Native Americans. Like, oh, you're going to be...
And then just broke them all?
That's what the Bible said. Right? Read on.
The words of his mouth are smoother than butter.
That'll be your politicians. They were smoother than butter. They were like, we're going to be friends. We're going to have...
Say what they need to say, whether or not they mean it. Yeah.
Read on.
But war was in his heart.
What?
But war was in his heart.
So war was in his heart because hundreds of millions of Native Americans were slaughtered. And then America commemorates this day as a holiday.
Messed up. That's messed up.
That's super messed up. Yeah. So you know what the turkey represents? I'm gonna let you think about that. Listen to this. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
When them pilgrims and whoever came here, were they living like right up the street?
No.
What they did?
They travel across the ocean.
They travel across the ocean. That's from far, right?
Yeah.
All right, come on.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
So God said they gonna come from the end of the earth. Cause guess what? If you got on the coast of Savannah, you don't know what else out there. You like, bro, this the end, long as I know. But guess what? He came from way somewhere else, and he came quick in a boat. What the symbol of America is?
An eagle.
What it said again?
As swift as the eagle flieth.
All right. See, so he telling you these people coming like an eagle. They coming here like an eagle. These people put the eagle on their money, on their flag, on their buildings. Right? Come on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
Now you think that the Indians spoke the same language as we don't speak the same language as them hardly nine. Yeah. We talk slang. We talk a little bit different than how, like they say, you talking white. When people try to talk proper, that's what they tell you, right? You talking white. Yeah. He say a language, a tongue you won't understand. Come on.
A nation of fierce countenance.
You know what that means?
Of demeanor and stance.
Right. So they are people of a fierce demeanor. Like you said. That mean, bro, they got some bad habits. What they did to the Indians. Made them small pop blankets, cut the top of their head off, kill them, hang them up, cut the baby out of their stomach. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on.
Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young.
These same people, they did everything, whether it been a little baby or old lady. Everybody get it, right? That's what they did. That's how we got America. That's how we got Thanksgiving, right? Come on.
And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land.
So ain't that's what this whole thing about, that they came and shared food. The Indians supposedly shared food with the Pilgrims. The Bible actually just told us that it's going to be a people that's going to come and going to eat up your food. This is what they going to do. Come on.
Until, and eat the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed.
Where the Indians at?
On reservations, and you don't really know, don't really see them.
He said until they be destroyed.
What were some of the sins they committed against the natives?
I mean, you know, just came through, you know, raped, stole, you know, just took advantage of. Yeah.
What'd you say, Andreas?
Murder.
Murder, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. Come on, Apollo G.
Like I said, it's just all perspective. All throughout the Bible, there's wars. There's a lot of different things.
What part are you saying is all perspective?
It's just circumstantial. You know, throughout history, the Bible is used it's been used to twist towards people.
Who's used it to twist stuff?
Everyone. I mean, you're doing it right now. I mean, you're like using it to in specific scriptures, you know, to prove your point or your message or of your organization. But I mean, it's all just perspective, what you personally believe in the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying there would be a different understanding to woe to him that buildeth a city by blood and that buildeth a city on righteousness?
I mean, yeah, most definitely. I think
is that not what the conquistadors did to the natives?
I mean, yes, that is what they did. But what I'm saying is it all depends. That's happened all throughout history. There's no way for countries to thrive and survive without that happening. That's what it is. It's a dog-eat-dog world. And with that being said, at the same time, in the Bible, God, you know, gives individuals, not finna give names, but God gives individuals permission, and he tells them, hey, go take this land over. I promise you this, you know, I will give your grandchildren this and that, you know, go do this, go take over, go fight. And it's just circumstantial, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so just I want to make sure I got your point right. You're saying in retrospect that you're not saying that it was necessarily okay, but you're saying that it's been done before, where people go murder mass majorities of people, take over their land, and now celebrate those things as holidays.
I'm saying it just depends on the side that you're on, and that determines how you're going to read the scriptures.
Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit.
That vain deceit, philosophy, it says beware. If anybody spoil you, we're spoiled now. Through what? Philosophy of Christianity, of this, what America has set up, like Thanksgiving. We're spoiled through celebrating that. Because one thing, God is not pleased at that at all. Go ahead.
After the tradition of men.
Is that tradition? It's Thanksgiving. Is there any scripture in the Bible that could back that up?
Thanksgiving? Yeah.
So it will be a tradition of men. Okay.
Yeah. After the rudiments of the world and not after Christ.
See, that's a warning. God's telling us not to follow traditions of men that they have set up. Things they have set up on their own, right? Because it's going to lead us down the wrong path. Now, us partaking in Thanksgiving, we're going to fall into idolatry. We're going to fall into covetousness. Okay?
And cranberry. So, like, what is that? What does it represent?
I don't know. Are we just...
You thinking about that? Read. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12. Woe to him that built the town with blood.
Because you said the Pilgrims and then poof, America, right? So that poof, according to the Bible, was what?
Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
That poof eventually was blood of the Native Americans, and that's how America happened, right? Read.
And establish a city by iniquity.
You know what iniquity is? You don't know? Sin. Because what's name one of the commandments that they broke?
Oh. It's okay. Thou shalt not kill. Dang. What didn't they break? Honestly?
What didn't they break, right? So that's why we out here, because our people, they celebrate in these holidays, and they don't really know the origin of why they're doing it. Yeah. So, Nick, we just wanted to, you know, spark your thoughts on Thanksgiving.
I'm glad you did. That's messed up. When I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm probably going to still eat the turkey just because it's a family thing, but I'm going to know that it's messed up instead of not knowing before.
Maybe I feel like it represents something, you know, just those three, like, you know, you said the turkey, the stuffing,
Right, he wouldn't be
and
asking us if it didn't mean something.
yeah, and the cranberry sauce. I think it represents, like, I could be wrong, but it could be like the blood.
Okay, that's good. The cranberry sauce represents the blood. What does the turkey represent?
I didn't think that far.
Help her out. Help her out.
The turkey,
and the
stuffing.
If the cranberry sauce represents blood, what would the turkey and the stuffing?
Native Americans, right?
The turkey will represent their body, right? And the stuffing will represent their guts, and it's also symbolic to what the Native Americans were doing to the Europeans when they were pretty much at war with them. What they were doing is when they killed European, they used to stuff his mouth with bread and leave him for the other Europeans to find. Okay, brief little history. So, are you gonna still celebrate it?
I mean, to be honest, yeah, I guess.
From here on out, you still gonna go about?
I'm never gonna look at it the same way. It's not gonna feel right, but it's a family kind of thing at this point.
Okay.
I would feel bad, like I'm gonna feel bad about it, but I would have to say yes, just because like not everybody in my family is gonna think, you know, as a collective, oh, we should stop doing this because because a lot of people don't care in the end. But I'm not saying I don't care. I'm just saying like it does change. I just think like it changes. Yeah.
Romans chapter 10 verse 2. For I bear them record, they have a zeal, record that they have a zeal of God.
So we have a zeal of God, meaning what? We really want to search out God. We want to serve God, right? Read.
But not according to knowledge.
Meaning not according to knowledge, because if we knew that God was against Thanksgiving, we wouldn't celebrate it, right? Read.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
So us being ignorant of God's righteousness, meaning the holidays in the book that he wants us to celebrate in these things, right? We ignorant to those things, read.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
We go about to establish our own righteousness. We say, oh, I want to celebrate for my family. I get off. I get to see friends. I don't do it for the slaughtering of the natives, but I do it for, you know, just to see my family. We establish our own righteousness in it. Read.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
You see that? We're not really serving God when we do that. So we say those things with our mouth, but with our actions, we speak something different, all right? So Apollo, what I wanted to do, I wanted to bring light to this situation for you. I wanted to show you the history. I want to see where you at. I saw you dodge a little bit. Andreas kind of kept it real a little bit, right? But I want to thank y'all for your time. All right, I'm going to give you a flyer on your way out. Appreciate y'all. It's Cuts from the Street.
The victors of that endeavor, because you make it sound like it was a war, but like you said, it was like treaties that were signed. It was peaceful. It was supposed to be a joyous occasion, and then the script flipped, and now, you know, the history that has transpired has happened thus and so on and so forth. So when I asked you earlier, like, you celebrate Thanksgiving, of course. So knowing that that's the origin of it, why still celebrate it?
I feel like a lot of times nowadays with the busy lives that we live, a lot of people need an excuse to be around their family and to be around people that they love, to take time away from going to school, going to work, trying to get that next paycheck, etc. So I think that it's just another excuse for people to get together, you know what I mean?
An excuse? Yeah. That's a hell of an excuse.
This concludes another episode. Thanksgiving came out. Speak to our people, see where their mind was at. See if we can, Lord willing, get one soul to change, right? Because we know that this holiday, this holiday, there's nothing to be thankful about. Our people were slaughtered, massacred throughout this whole land. This whole land was an inheritance that the Most High gave them. When you read that in 2nd Ezra, right? They came on this side of the land to essentially to keep God's commandments, but through idolatry, they went away. They strayed from God's laws, and the curses came upon them as well. So you can say the Northern Kingdom started fulfilling the curses in Deuteronomy, majority of the curses first. So they are Israel. They're not Gooks. They're not Asians. They didn't come from the Bering Strait. They're Israelites. This holiday should tell you, hey, they are Israelites. Okay.
And also, real quick, if I can, like, you know, a lot of our people responses when we asked them about the holiday, they knew that it was a lot of sides to it, right? Ultimately, they knew that it was something that wasn't being told right about the holiday. They knew what the conquistadors came and did to the natives, but if you notice what a lot of people said, their reason was it was for family as to why they celebrate the holiday. And a lot of the reasons why people won't come out of the things, that's what the scriptures say, Jeremiah 2:33, right? Why trimmest thou ways to seek love? And a lot of times, because we're scared of our families saying, oh, why you not celebrating Thanksgiving? We don't want to come out of it. So we'll continue in the evil, knowing that it's, you know, evil.
Correct. Hey, that's a good segue to this article. Let's read that article. All right, written by Glenn Ford, I believe. It's called The American Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
It says, white America embraced Thanksgiving because a majority of that population glories in the fruits, if not the unpleasant details of the genocide and slavery, and feels, on the whole, good.
Wait. So there's a population of Esau, the white people, that they glory in the fruits, but they also glory in the genocide as well that their forefathers did to the Northern Kingdom.
They feel good about their heritage, a cornucopia of privilege and national power. Right. Children are taught to identify with the good fortune of the Pilgrims. It does not matter much that the Native American and African Holocaust that flowed from the feast at Plymouth are hidden from the children's version of the story. Kids learn soon enough that Indians were made scarce and Africans became enslaved.
You see that? And this is still true to this day. They're still telling those little stories, romanticizing what happened to the Northern Kingdom and ourselves as well. Okay?
Make America great again.
Hey, we got one right here. We got Gad right here. How do you feel about this, bruh? How you feel about this?
Right now, officer, I'm kind of choked up. You know, when I think about what happened to my forefathers. But all y'all go read the Starving Time of 1609. We gave Esau hell. Gave him hell. Don't take it no more. Israelite power.
All right, with that.
But see, also too, just to make a quick point, because even in reading the article, when I was talking to the Edomite sister, now according to the article, it says that. well, not the Edomite sister, but you know what I mean. The Edomite woman, right? Well,
the female kind.
Exactly right. Well, but the point I'm trying to make is that even when we were having the conversation with her, she was trying to put a Band-Aid, the same thing what they were doing in the article. She was trying to put a Band-Aid over the history and try to, like the article says, they try to romanticize and say that they want to identify more with the Pilgrims and denounce more so the genocide going towards the Native Americans. And that in and of itself shows that a lot of people, as what Officer Solomon was saying, a lot of people, they understand what's going on, but they choose to celebrate the holiday anyway. So in them celebrating the holiday, what they subconsciously, whether they realize it or not, you're actually advocating for the genocide of the Native American Indians.
And also yourself, too. And not just the Native Americans, because with their slaughter came, that ushered in our slavery. Because up to what, 90% of them was wiped out? Right. So guess what? Who came over here to do the work? We did. We came over here to build this land. So that's that Romans 10. We make an excuse for our wickedness. We try to bring some type of righteousness. Same thing with Job 14. We try to make something that's not clean, something that has to do with murdering and massive
family, officer.
We make it about family.
About family,
right? See that?
But then the Bible says, "I hate and I despise your feast days." Right. I mean, what do you do with that?
Hey, the Christians out here, they had all kind of excuses. All right, but all praise to the Most High. Another wonderful episode. As always, like, share, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. spread this truth so we can get out of here. All right.
And let us get them topics so we can cut these streets for you.
All right. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.